Are we working now? I hope we're working now. Yeah, that tells me we're working. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I'm Laz, the complete and utter weirdo who sits here behind the camera, not in front of the camera, while I pretend to know what I'm doing and paint models. Pretend being the main thing, right? First of all, I've got to turn the volume down on my phone, so I'll come and join everybody in portrait mode because the bloody green box doesn't work like it should. View my channel. View my own channel. This is how I'm not narcissistic, honest. I'm just trying to make sure I get the right one. Otherwise, I don't know who I'm talking to, and people don't know if I'm talking to them or not. It does help if I have a bit of a live chat going. Now, I hope that's portrait mode. I hope this is portrait mode. I've got no idea. Welcome in anyway, everybody. Just if you have just come in, hello, I'm Laz. I don't know if you've been here before. I hope you have. Makes it a lot easier. And I can see everybody. I hope anyway. So how is everybody this evening before I do get my stuff actually started? How are we all doing? We had a weekend. It's a bank holiday Monday over here in the UK, so it means every bugger was off work and nobody was in school. So as you can imagine, that was a fun Monday for me. I do have my cup of tea, so I've remembered that. I've got my paints, I've remembered those. I've done my wet palette, I've remembered that. I've got models and I've got brushes. So it's at this point, I'm glad you're all sat down because by the sounds of it, I've actually remembered everything I need. Don't know if that's a good thing or not. I would imagine it's a good thing. For some reason, it's not catching me up with chat. So if you are chatting away, it's not telling me. And I am sorry for that. Yeah, boy. Hello. Hello. See, I got that message. Not quite sure why it's not popping up on any screen that I'm using. So let's try again. There we go. Yeah, boy. Hello. There you are. Right, it's actually come up now and there's apparently quite a few people in portrait mode that I didn't spot. So thank you everybody who's come in. And everybody who's in horizontal view as well. We're doing Berserkers again. And I'm not sure whether or not I should start with red or trim is the question. Do I do red or do I do trim? Do I do red or do I do trim? I'll do red because I've got to do multiple reds. So of course, the first one we start with is corn red. Corn red. We'll start with that. It's a bloody good shake this because it's been a while since I've used it. Well, last set of Berserkers that I did. And we are running really, really, really low on this now. So I'm probably going to have to run into Manchester at some point and get another one. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to that. Manchester. I don't like Manchester. I mean, I like living within Greater Manchester. I just don't like going into the city centre. It's a horrible, horrible place. So if you do live in Manchester, or if you go into Manchester centre, as a resident who lives here, there's a lot of horrible people in that place. Watch yourself. Especially if you're going through Piccadilly Gardens. Not a great place. Although they have many, many good shops. So red it is first. Red it is. In this case though, I want my chisel brush, or my slight chisel brush. My small chisel brush. Very, very small chisel brush. Just because it helps with coverage. Right. Now we stick all the non-painted ones to one side over there. And then we can put the painted ones onto the other side over that side while they're drying. See? We have got a plan. There is a method to my madness, or a madness to my methods. one way or the other. So now I'll cover everything in corn red. Everything. Now I know I've just lost my 3 points of contact for steadying myself, which is really important for everybody, but especially for anyone in my position or similar to where you do have some motor functional issues. Where shaking can happen regardless. So we need to, we should have the 3 points of contact to steady ourselves. That's about as close as we can get, otherwise I'm resting my face on the camera. All the red areas painted in. Should probably be using magnifiers and all sorts of stuff to do this. But not everybody has magnifiers. So I try and do it so that everybody could do it along as well. Even though I'm technically not doing a tutorial. Good evening, Alan. How are you doing? And good evening, Ali, as well. Ali and Alan. Ooh, that's tongue twister for me, anyway. Welcome in, both of you. Which was very weird because one's watching on portrait and one's watching on the other on full horizontal. Does get a little bit confusing. But thank you for coming in and thank you for talking to let me know you're there. Are you also a World Eaters player, Alan? Are you also a World Eaters player? Or do you even play Warhammer at all? Or have you just found this and thought, oh my god, that model looks cool? I'm like 5 minutes in. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Hello, Anthony. Hello. Welcome in. It's nice to have people in, both on, whether it be on portrait or horizontal, either one. Oh, you're struggling to hear me. Why are you struggling to hear me? Turn microphone up. Wait a minute. Turn microphone up. And probably a good idea to move it in this. This, Anthony, is a World Eater Berserker. The actual leader for the unit in this case. Which is why he's got the big backpacky thing. Although I should have given him a plasma pistol. Why have I not given him a plasma pistol? I don't know why I didn't give him a plasma pistol. It's a bit late now. Because I've glued him all together and just stuck him all in. So this is a baseline army. For base troops for an army in Warhammer. Hello, welcome in. And these are the base troops for the World Eaters faction. For the Chaos Space Marines. And these specialise in melee. They like to run up and hit things very hard with their chainswords or their chain axes or their big power things. And scream blood for the blood god and skulls for the skull throne as they're doing it. Because that's what the god that they follow wants from them. He wants the blood to flow and he wants all the skulls to make a big skull thrown out of. Because he's nice like that. Not action figures, no, so they don't move. In this case, this is my third group of 10. So this is 30 of them that I've got. And they're for playing a game. A tabletop war game called Warhammer. Usually involving a lot of measuring and a lot of dice rolling. Now, there are some tactics involved as well. But mostly it's measuring and dice rolling. And then, depending on who your opponent is, arguing about whether or not they can or can't do something. You had so much fun last night. We wouldn't think that way for you, Hal, because we're aware. We're aware that you don't go doing those type of things. I would hope not, anyway. At your age. Well, you buy these, Anthony, you buy them from a company called Games Workshop. And they cost an absolute fortune, I'm not going to lie. For tiny little plastic men, they cost an absolute bloody fortune. Now, you can get them from third-party retailers who do sell the official models. And then you can save yourself a bit of money that way. I'm not going to lie, there is 3D printed options available. out there. None of them licensed. Most of them illegal for you to print off. But since when has that stopped people? So yeah, you can, if you can find the 3D printed the files for the 3D printer, there is not much to stop you printing off your own army. Especially if you don't want to take part in official competitions or anything like that. So you can, you could, I can't stop you from printing off your own armies if you find relevant proxies. Now, I do have proxies in this army, which basically a proxy model is something that can represent something else. So in this particular army, there's a unit called 8-bound, and they are possessed versions of these that are now bigger and crazier and slightly more bloodthirsty, if you could get more bloodthirsty than these in the first place. What I found was some werebears on a website called Rogues Den Hobbies, which if you are around for the break, you will see the 10% discount code for that website, which you was so very kind to put up for me. And yeah, I used the werebears as proxies for the 8-bounds for this army. No, the one they play in Stranger Things is Dungeons and Dragons, and that's more of a character-based game. So you play a singular character and make decisions for them in the overall world itself. Warhammer is a war game, so you're taking control of an army. You're the general of an army. Your opponent will be the general of an army, and you will have tactical objectives to do as well as destroy the other force. Yes, this is the one Henry Cavill plays. He plays the Custodes, which are the Goldie Boys. You don't get many Custodes. You don't need many Custodes, because they're pretty much walking units in and to themselves. So 2 or 3 would take on this entire 10-man squad and got a good chance of coming out on top. Even though, well, they'll probably shoot half of them first because they're good at shooting, and these only have little pathetic bolt pistols. Once it gets into combat, though, that's a different matter. Then it's almost even. Almost. I play, I've not played for a while actually, but I usually play with one of the moderators called Calm, who does pop in every now and again. He's also on my Discord as well. My missus, who should be in here somewhere, either on the portrait mode or on the horizontal mode. She's definitely in one of them because she keeps an eye on me to make sure I'm not doing anything stupid. Does owe me a couple of games, but for a while now I'm using this. This is kind of a therapeutic thing, just to get them painted. So I've not played for a while, although 11th edition is due out in June. So it's not long now. Next month, I believe. We are in May, aren't we? Yeah, it's the 4th of May today. Star Wars Day for those people who like Jar Jar Binks. I'm still not happy with what Disney have done, so no, it's the ruined Star Wars Day as far as I'm concerned. Disney have killed it for me. They released 3 films that had nothing to do with the original set, and they could have, they're perfectly good books that they could have took the films from, but no, they decided they was going to do their own versions, and well, we all saw what happened there. They just remade the original 3 films with a female protagonist. Oh, there's Mini Lad bounding across the landing. He's gonna fall through them floorboards one day when the way he goes across them. Games can vary depending on the size of the army. So if you're playing quite a small game, like 500 point, it'll probably take you longer to set up the battlefield than it will to play the game. So you could probably get it done within an hour and a half completely, start to finish. If you're playing a 2,000 point game, you set aside a day. If you're doing anything longer than that, then you want all days. Because you've got to set up, deploy, and then work through the turns as well. And depending on what you're playing. So if you're playing Custodes, you're going to have very few models. It's going to go really quick. But if someone's playing a hard army like Tyranids with all little units or orcs in hard mode, then it's going to take ages to do anything. Because even movement phase is going to take a hell of a long time when you've got 120 plus models to shift around the table. Well, no, if as long as you can play on your own. There are people who will just play on their own. They'll play themselves, play both factions, just because they want to try out tactics, army builds, various other things, see how they perform, see if the math adds up to the way they think it should. So you can play it on your own. Local clubs will usually have tables set up. So if you've got a local gaming club that plays Magic the Gathering or Dungeons and Dragons or anything like that, then they'll usually have some kind of wargaming table as well, just because of how big this game is. So I'm just trying to catch up on how's there. And I went live on YouTube with the game, so I can send it to you. You can. If you pop the link in Discord, how on other people's channels and interesting stuff, then not just me, anyone else can go check out the D&D game. It might help me a little bit, get some inspiration to start doing more of the characters for the Magical World of Sparkles. I know, because I've still got a lot of those characters to do. Again, if anyone does wish to play or take part, there are 4 character sheets up at the moment, but if you want a specific character, let me know and I can build that character sheet. Hey up, Buzzard. How are you doing, mate? How are you doing? Apart from shenanigans on Battlefield. Many shenanigans. Done. Thank you, Hal. Thank you. I don't usually stream while I play. I did have one game that I streamed, which was against Calm. When he first got his Necrons, and I think it was actually the 9th edition box set for that one. So we played 9th edition rules on that, and it took about it took us a good while. It ended up being over two streams? No, I think about 4 hours over one stream. And we ended up calling it early because it was pretty damn obvious who had won. And we were running out of time. The fact that both of us have kids and we was getting late on into the night. So we had to call it quits on that one. I do have, if Northern does pop in, and we've found out when we can actually play at Element Games, then we'll be playing there as well. I think I'll be using both of my armies. Will be used for both of us on that one, so I'll be building both forces because I have multiple armies. Because it is a collection thing as well. You don't have to play if you don't want to. If you'd rather just collect than play, it is a collector's hobby as well as a painter's hobby and a player's hobby. And if you want to do all three, you're getting the most out of it, I suppose. Probably getting a little bit more out of it than most. A lot of people will choose one or two of the sections, and then usually go with them. So some people like painting and playing, some people like collecting and painting, some people like collecting and playing, depending on which bits you prefer. Now, I was a collector and player for a very long time, and now I've become a painter. So yeah, yeah, I'm from the UK, and yeah, Ali's my head moderator. So if you've got a question and Ali chirps up, it's because she knows I've not caught it, and she's like, "Oh, for God's sake, Laz, just here's the answer." So Ali doesn't play. Ali doesn't do any of this apart from moderate my chat, which I'm really thankful for, Ali. Thank you. Hal's just gone on one hell of a typing spree. So I'm going to have to catch that back up. Right. When I did in D&D, funny. You play Kill Team by yourself. See, so Hal plays the smaller variant of this, where you would just use a 10-man squad like this against another 10-man squad, and everyone runs around on their own. Hal plays that on their own. Yeah, see how D&D is fun. As long as your DM lets you get away with it, you can do pretty much anything. One of my kids tried to eavesdrop on her mentor with her familiar once, and also tried to yeet her sibling's character up onto a high level and end up just chucking him into a wall. Because of course I let them try it, but rogues aren't known for the strength. Oh, you're from India? Fair enough. See, I'm not sure how popular Warhammer is over in India. I know it does have a growing fan base worldwide, but as far as I'm aware, it's mostly Europe, America, and Japan is where it's biggest at the moment, as far as I'm aware. But I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. It wouldn't be the first time, but it is a rarity. So overall, I've still got to buy another 10 of these to make 40. No, that's fine. If you've got any questions, Anthony, feel free to ask them. If I don't get around to answering it, somebody will, usually, or I'll get shouted at across multiple platforms to pay attention and answer your question. So it will get referred to. Maybe not the best one to refer to, mate. Just for those who don't know, there are two islands. There is one that's part of the UK and one that's not part of the UK. Even though they're all technically part of the British Isles. Weird, I know. But yeah, I'm not sure which one Connor's from. I think he might be from the right one, but I'm not 100% sure. If he's from the wrong one, then pardon me. But yeah, is Conor McGregor? I'm not sure. Is he from the north or the south? Oh, he's from Dublin, not Belfast. So he's a southerner. Makes a big difference. Makes a really big difference, especially to it doesn't make a big difference to an Englishman, but it makes a big difference for an Englishman to the Irishman. Certain ones have much lower opinion of us than others. Not saying that Irish generally have a good opinion of the English anyway, but yeah, some have a lower opinion than others, depending which side of the border you're from. And for bloody good reason too. I'm not saying there isn't a good reason for it, and especially those who are old enough to remember. Been through some very, very, very horrible times. Oh, did St. Paddy get them? Paddy got him. That's alright then. Paddy can sort out the riffraff and George can sort out the dragons. And Andrew can play golf. I can't read that bit there. What's I want to say? They're in the zoo. And the pet shops and government. Low blow, Ali, low blow. We're not in the zoo. But not in the, no, you won't find any in the countryside. That's where all the real Irish people live. Out the way of bloody everything. Because they're not stupid. Despite the worldwide stereotype. Those are just the ones that ended up in America. Oh, no. No, thank you. I don't like snakes. Nope. See, a lot of people don't like spiders. I'm not that bad with, I'm fine with spiders. Snakes? No. No. How? Woof, 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 woof. Okay. Fair enough, how? Good evening, Graham. Good evening. Good evening. Your thing gets posted tomorrow because it was shut today. So I post it out tomorrow. And then hopefully between me and Graham, this arc stage will actually become functioning. How good is that going to be, eh? Painting wise, is not that far off being done apart from the housing for the Bluetooth unit. It's pretty much finished regarding painting the main part of the stage area. I've got to do the floor in front, which is going to take a lot of browns and rusties and yeah, just generally making it look not nice. Wolf. I have no idea what. I'm not doing Space Wolves. Well, you've got a better chance than me, Graham. You've got a better chance than me. No. See, I want you to eat snake. I'm not going to eat snake. I'm just keep the snakes in everywhere else but here. Keep the snakes all the way over everywhere, except for here. We've only got adders and grass snakes, and that's enough. And even luckily where I am, it's too cold for them to survive over winter, so they don't come up here that much. Which I am perfectly happy with. It's the idiots go out and buy the damn things. No worries, Hal. We'll see you later. Thank you for popping in, and we'll have a look at that D&D game. Thank you very much. Everyone does need bears. Everyone needs bears. At least one. I have a dread bear. And 3 werebears, which I need more of. So I will be ordering 3 more werebears as soon as I get the option and the chance to. Speaking of which as well, because of you, Graham, you might want to double check that hotel thingy. Because it's at a beef eater. And if anyone's not been paying attention, beef eaters are closing. Any Premier Inns, as far as I'm aware, will be staying open. It's just regarding food and stuff. Graham will be staying over near me when he comes to the wedding. and he's staying at the exact same place I'm staying at for the night, so we're aware of it. So I'll make sure you know about it. Premier Inn is fine. Yeah, the Premier Inn is fine, but the Beefeater it's attached to as a restaurant, I'm not sure what's happening with that. Whether or not they're keeping the restaurant open is basically what I'm trying to get at. I have no idea if they're keeping that restaurant open. A mix of fish and chicken. Oh, that sounds wrong. That does sound... So snake's kind of a mixture between fish and... So is it like flaky like fish but tastes like chicken? Or is it texture of chicken and tastes a bit more like... I suppose it would depend on the diet of the snake, wouldn't it? Because if the snake's eating a lot of watery-based amphibian food, so if it's eating a lot of frogs and stuff, then it's probably going to taste quite fishy. Right, I've just got to respond. Oh, wait a minute, how do I do this? I do this way. I do this way. I go to my channel. Let's see. I was supposed to have a guest up tonight, but a couple of things went wrong. So copy that. Close that. Open that. Open that. Open that. Paste. Do that. And that should do that one. I hope that's bloody worked. I hope it's well. Oh, I've just realised I'm like really far over into the screen now. Don't want to, I'm taking way too much of the screen. We do poaching as in illegally taking animals, or poaching as in cook things in water? I mean, we know how to cook things in water. We know how to poach an egg. Generally, nicking illegal animals that are you're not supposed to is not a good idea. So we don't endorse that. Don't go nicking sheep. Don't go stealing cattle or anything like that. Not that kind of poaching. We don't do that. But we do know how to cook things in water. If that's the question. Tastes like chicken, texture like tuna. Oh, that sounds revolting. Oh dear God, no. Now I don't like snakes even more. I've got even more of a reason to not like snakes. Tastes like chicken, consistency of tuna. No. That's just wrong. Why would anyone... No. No. Why would anyone even think that was... I understand, obviously, over periods of time, every nation has developed a certain style of eating and food and stuff like haggis for a lot of people would sound absolutely disgusting, and you would be having the same response that I'm currently having to eating snake. No. But a lot of people will have the same effect with haggis. So I can understand, yeah, but that does not sound nice. Right. You have a lot more. You've got to remember, even though you're in India, your country is probably still about 5 times the size of ours. So when you go out hunting, you have areas that you can go out hunting in. Pretty much everywhere in England is under the jurisdiction of somewhere. If you want to go hunting, you're probably better go like really north in Scotland, and then you can shoot deer and stuff. But even then, it's hard to get a firearms license. It's certainly hard to go out hunting. Really hard to go out hunting. So it's not just me. You was disgusted just as much as I was when you first tried, but you tried it. I mean, I'll probably try it. Just don't tell me what it is until afterwards, and then I'll give you an honest opinion. If you tell me what it is beforehand, then the plate's going away. The plate is going away very fucking quickly. Because snakes are wrong. Snakes are bad. Just the eyes, the evil little creatures. Evil. They might not be. Some people think, oh no, snakes are lovely. You can't say that about snakes. Yeah. Tell you what, you go to Australia or India and you tell those people that the snakes are not evil. Because they're sick of getting bitten by them. Right, we're just going to paint all his face in red for now. And I'll come back and clean it up with the brass later. That's what we're going to do. We're going to clean it up with the brass in a bit. I don't know what's going on anymore. What am I doing? I mean, apart from painting the model, I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing now. Yeah, duck and deer season over in Ireland. They have it up in Scotland as well. Just not so much in England as far as my area is concerned. But then again, I live in a very built up area. I live in a very, very built up area. So, although I can get to the start of the Pennine Way, if I travel for about, what, an hour and a half, depending on my mode of transport, I can get to the Pennine Way. At that point, I'll start seeing wildlife and deer and stuff. Closest I get around here is foxes. And that's because there's a fishing lodge not too far. Well, there's a couple of fishing lodges. Just not too far from me. Louis! How do? Yeah, more daka. Daka. Go more daka. Lots of daka. Go do. Silly git. Shoot, chop, hack. See, I can never get the actual line right. Even though I did the line myself, I know. But I can never get the more daka. I can never get that right because I can never put the whoa at the end of it. Because it takes a lot of breath, and being a smoker, I've usually run out of breath by that point. So I can do the but doing the laugh, I've run out of breath to do the wah afterwards. Which is why Almouth had to use 2 samples to get that one running. Snakes are definitely evil, yes. Yeah, I was greeting Louis in horrors. Because I run 2 streams, that's why I'm looking down here and I look up there, and I have portrait mode down here behind this. So it's behind this so people can't see because it's on my phone. And I have the other one up on the screen because the program that Almouth told me to run makes my computer cry. It does. Even though it's doing the exact same thing as that little green box there that I can't read. That's only up there for the purpose of people who are watching on horizontal cam so they can view everything that's being said even on the portrait mode. Problem is, you can't fucking see it on portrait mode. It's useless from there. You're looking shit. So, I've took it off portrait mode so now you can see more. Portrait mode gets to see a lot more now, so you can see like, yay. So, see, it's a lot easier to see him now. But, yeah, it doesn't always work out. So I have chats all over the place. It's weird. And I still don't know what I'm doing. You would think after 4 years I'd have half a clue. But nope. Still get technical issues. No, look it up. Although I have figured out what was going on with my sound. Right. Move him over there a minute. My sound. Remember everyone I was having problems with my sound when I have guests up. I found out what it was. It was nothing wrong, nothing on their side. As I said, it's always on my side. Apparently, you've got to turn the audio output to the correct thing. So, when I was trying it last, it was trying to run through a Bluetooth headset. And there was no Bluetooth headset connected. So, now I've figured out, if I tell it to run through the fucking monitor like it's supposed to, where my headphones are, it works. So, future sound checks are always just a case of, other person now. Is your mic working? Yes, excellent. Boom. So when I have people up in the future, it should run smoother. Rather than like me and EB sat there for 20 minutes going, why is this not working? Why is that not working? And we can't figure it out. There is a saying here. Only a man who's hunted his own meat and lost his V card to a lady can call himself a man. Sadly, that doesn't work over here. You get slapped with a number, usually 18 or 21. And then from that point onward, you've got all the responsibilities of a bloke or an adult, and, well, if you're not ready to deal with it, tough shit. Go speak to your parents because they need to have a word with you. That's how that works over here. We've become very, very, very washy about how we deal with things. See, personally, I'm like 40 odd and I'm still thinking, what am I supposed to be doing? What's all this shit about? How am I supposed to go through it? And why does no one give me a handbook? And I'm 42? Sparkles, am I 42? Yeah, actually do the full, that was a live animal, that is no longer a live animal, now it's on the plate. Yeah, no, I get that bit. I just don't remember how old I am. It's never been important, really. It's never been that important. I know I am old enough to do the things that I want to do. Thank you very much, Arthur. If you're still in, thank you. I'm going to apologise for the Tottenham sign, but, well, you know exactly what you were putting up there. That's what you did. You did that. You put the Tottenham sign up there, not me. I'm not taking blame for that. 42, yeah. Yes, I'm 42. If in case anyone's wondering, Sparkles is my missus. And she's just confirming my age for me because I forget. It takes a while, alright? It takes a while. I've no idea. Right, I'm painting red. That's what I'm doing. So I've done 2 so far. Now, if you're wondering why I've left like big sections up here, grey and skulls and other things, they're going to be different colours, either brass, ivory, bolt gun, not just metal, steel metal, black. Going to be various different colours, so I've not painted them red, obviously. Is 1-page rules monthly release day, so you got 50th minis of the month to download. Nice, very nice, Louis. And you are printing your Warhound-ish style model. I like how you got around that. I like how you got around that. These look in gold. I have to put that box. I have to put my box. Not that box. Not that box. Not. I want that. I want that one. I want that box. Good evening, Fargrim. Now you've left comments on stuff that I've only just fucking got around to noticing because YouTube doesn't tell me shit. So sorry about that. I've only just got around to those comments. I really do apologise. Right, so we've got this fella with the backpack, and there's the one that I've kind of finished. Now it is brass, not gold, so there is a difference. But as you can see, there is a big shiny difference in what they look like. In fact, I'll leave him there just to give me motivation. No, is this the one that zoomed? This is not the one. Yeah, Louis got a lot going on. If he was doing 1-page rules, then yeah. Yeah, I'm back on the Berserkers for tonight, Fargrim. Back on the Berserkers. Yeah, pretty much. That's the colours of these. That's why I have the brass ready to go. Now, I'm not supposed to be doing too many of these. In fact, let me find out. Just going for that. And then I can close that then. Hey! And it should work. Right, so have I done everything that I want to do red on this little guy? I'm going to look silly for a minute, okay? Got to put them on. And this means I can't see jack diddly squat. So wait a minute. Right. Oh, you always have to paint your own Warhammer figures. You always have to paint them. They come grey. They come grey. I just need these on so I can see. Aha, see. I knew admit I can't see crap all. Yeah, you always have to paint your own Warhammer figures. Yeah, Mondays and Thursdays. About the same time every night, every time. So 9:30 for the UK. I'm not sure on actual plus or minus hours depending on your time zone. To be very conceited, because you can't not be when you're putting it this way, when you're the central line, you tend not to pay attention to others because everybody else is going off your times anyway. They're just adding more or subtracting more. So if you can tell them your time, which is the 0 point, then adding and subtracting is easy from there. You just got to know how much, and obviously remembering the entire world's areas of whether it's plus or minus is a bit of a difficult thing. Yeah, it is good to meet you, Anthony. It is good to meet you. It's nice to meet everybody who comes in, and I do like the new people that come to see us. We are slowly on the climb up to 500, by the way. Did you all know that? Did you know this channel that you lot have all helped make? That I just happen to be the one who sits in front of the camera of, but you lot run the channel more than I do. Yeah, we're almost up to 500. Well, we're almost up to 350, and now we're on the push to 500. Now, that's going to cover that bit of his head in, and then I can go over that bit later with the bronze. Bronze is darker, bronze is browner. I don't have bronze, I have brass. And the only reason I chose brass is because of the brass Scorpion model, which I don't have. And Sparkle says I can't have because it's too bloody big. And I've just hit the camera again, haven't I? And made people who are motion sick does not feel good. I'm clever. I'm really clever sometimes. Yeah, no, I'm Laz. That Laz is my... because I have children and lots of people who not want anything to do with this channel that I live with, my name is Laz. It is a slight caricature of who I am in real life. So sometimes I do go a little bit larger than life, and like I don't walk down the street doing the orc voice, but I will quite happily sit here and do an orc voice because I am Laz here, and an orc voice is perfectly fine for me to do. I walk through my town centre where people know who I am and know my name, and I sit there going like, yeah, but we're all proper gits, ain't we? All gits. Gotta get a good cramping. That's what we need. Go cramping. We just go tack-a-decker, and then it's all done down to the bushes. We've got to go for a war, and then we don't go for a war, then we get it cramped. Can't do that in my town centre. However, for entertainment purposes, I can do that here. So, yeah, it allows me to play out little things a little bit more for the entertainment purposes without embarrassing my children. I mean, I embarrass my kids anyway. Don't get me wrong, I do embarrass my kids. I've done full-on chimpanzee walks across the local town centre to go say hello to my eldest while they're with the friends. Was not happy about that. Was really not happy about that. Can I say bottle of water? Or can I say bottle of water? Bottle of water. Bottle of water. How many different ways do you want me? I can say bottle of water quite a few ways. Quite a few ways. Bottle of water. Water. Or, the best one I know of, Corporation Pop. That's what it is. Bottle of Corporation Pop. Bottle of water. Yeah. There's loads of ways you can say it. Have you got a bottle of water? Yeah, you're a lot surer than I am. I'm sure my kids aren't completely aghast of what I do. They're aware. One of the friends has even followed me on Instagram, yeah, which I'm sure they're not happy about. Not that I post much on Instagram. I usually forget socials because I don't go on them. Oh, so it's 5:20 there on the east. So what will it be on the west coast? Because that's the one that's been doing me in, like, lots. Yeah, I've not been able to... See, I know East Coast is about 5 hours-ish behind at the moment. West Coast, I can never remember. Good evening, Twisted. Good evening. West Coast is 3 hours different, so that's 8 hours. Ah, fair enough. Right, so... Right. Because I speak to people on the East Coast, in the middle of America, and the West Coast. East Coast, as I said, is pretty much, as I said, 4 or 5 hours going into Central, going into 5-6 hours. I know that much. Going, and because who I speak to is like South Carolina, Maryland, a little bit of Colorado, but not too much. And then there's somebody I speak to, I think they live in Oregon. I don't know. I don't actually know that one. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they live in Oregon. No, that's exactly what they are, by the way, Anthony. Let's see if I can get a good picture in there. And see if I can get it to focus now. Focus. There we go. No, that is exactly what he's got there. You see, it is a chain sword. Yeah, all UK has one time zone. All UK just has one time zone. That's it. So if it is now 10:23 where I am, it is 10:23 where Graham is on the other side of the country, and it is 10:23 of anyone down south, and it's 10:23 of anyone up north. It's 10:23 for Ali over in Ireland. All the British Isles follow this, are on one singular time zone. Just as the point, why wouldn't we be? We made the time zones. Other than France, we made them. So that's why we're pretty much on the same one. And it's like, right, everyone starts from here and either adds hours or takes them away, depending which direction you live in. But we're the right time all the time. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do put these on shelves. I just don't have... I have an extensive collection. It's now over 4 digits. So it's over 1,000 models now, and I don't have enough room for over 1,000 models unless I put them in boxes. It's like the 100 and odd Tyranid models that I have are all in one box. My 400 and odd Space Marine models, these are Chaos Space Marines, not normal Space Marines. The 400 odd Space Marine models I have are all in plastic boxes. These all fit into one. These literally fit into a Skechers box. That's where these are at the moment. All my Khorne army is in a Skechers box. And that's because I don't have any other room in the rest of them. Calm! Welcome in, dude. Welcome in. Yeah. I don't have enough. See, I do have I have a 6 foot by 4 foot table, and even that I can't put everything on. It's bad when you can't fit everything on a 6 foot by 4 foot table, and that's not even counting the terrain. That's just thinking about models. Fuck knows. Throw one over. I can't throw one to India. I mean, look at my puny little arms. I can barely throw it across the other side of the room, and they shatter. They do. They go and break. No worries, Ali. Thank you for calling in. You have a good night. And he's back to work for you tomorrow, isn't it? So, nice, rested, ready to go. It should all be fun. Right. We've got two guys done with red. I'm swearing at you all then for a second. I didn't mean to. I want to get one of the guys with the big sword. Oh. No, the big sword. Two-handed motherfucker. Yeah. Raw. I want to get him. I want to do him. He's even cocking his leg as well. He might want a wee. Well, I'm glad you're in, Cam, because now when Ali leaves, it's usually I've only got Sparkles left as a moderator. Especially seeing as Mick T's little escapade of getting himself banned from YouTube. So we won't see Mick T for a while. But now I have a moderator in again. Yay! You can kick people who sit there spanning porn in the chat. Don't go following it. Don't go clicking the links. Just kick them. Nobody spans porn in the links. Do these have licensing? Yes. Warhammer 40,000 is the main game they are licensed under by the Games Workshop Citadel Company. And they aggressively defend their IP. Yeah, Graham, if people come in spamming all kinds of weird, horrible porn site stuff, then Calm is there to kick the fuckers out. Obviously, that is before all of chat gets a chance to lay into him with whatever insults you can come up with, really. So, yeah, if someone comes in, is being an arsehole, chat goes full blown onto them before. It's a race then between chat and the mods to see who can, yeah. If chat gets to berate them and insult them first, way fucking hey. Hopefully that'll stop them from coming back in for a second time. If the mods get to them first, then they just get banned. No, Louis, we won't kick people for being weird. It's just like spam bots and, knobheads who come in and start spouting stuff that has got nothing to do with miniature models or even remotely interesting to sidetrack me on. I get sidetracked on most things. Music, bloody all sorts of stuff. Get me doing voices, get me singing. Yeah, can get sidetracked. I don't mind that. It's when they come in and start spamming links and the same letter over and over and over. You're gonna love what I've written on the address note. Then I've put a nice little picture on there for you, Graham. You're gonna love that with that comment. I'm glad I put it on now. Although I'm hoping the postie doesn't do something to it just because of the picture. So yeah, no, Mick T got banned from YouTube completely. He's not allowed back on YouTube as either a viewer or as a channel. He's just said no, go away. This is too many times you've done this, and now he's decided he's just gonna stay looking at Twitch. Which is fine. It's entirely his choice. I can't stream to Twitch because my machine goes, no, can't do it. Oh, hello, Liv. How'd you do? Right, this is as far as I've got so far. I might stop at 5. Just because otherwise I would have done all the red. But thank you for coming in. And yeah, you just find out why I don't do Twitch, because my computer cries. Well, you know this. I've told you, you've heard my computer screaming as it's trying its best to play a game. So is Calm, for that matter. He listened to my computer screaming its bloody head off as I was playing Space Marine 2. It did not like... I mean, it ran it, and it ran it smoothly. But it didn't stop crying about it throughout the entire bloody thing. Which is annoying. Listening to your fans scream. And shout. And not even in a fun way either. It's not even like, oi, oi, come here, I've got something for you. No. It was a... It's one of them type of screams. It's not good. Oh, there's a chap in Project. Sorry. Hello, Richard. Hello. See, this is why I have... Ali, you are so wonderful for me. Ali, you are great, because you kick me up the arse and tell me to actually pay attention to both chats. Richard, hello. Welcome in, mate. Welcome in. And welcome in, Liv, as well. I didn't say welcome in because I said hello because I saw your name, and yeah. In case anyone's wondering why I had that reaction, Liv's one of the few Twitch streamers I actually watch. And due to, I believe it was a conflicting error or work error, I'm painting Berserkers alone tonight. But don't know what I'm doing next time. We'll find out. We'll figure it out. Fuck it. It'll happen. It'll happen. Yep. Oh, Ali, is that you going this time? Yes, you are going. Anthony, do you have any official engraving underneath? Right, in regards to these, this is where I've got to bring it right into the bloody camera now. Some of them will have areas embossed on the shoulder, like these sections here. So they're actually embossed on the shoulder. So if I can... You can hear it going over. Same with these shoulder pads. So they do have a lot of detail built into them. Calm, do not let the power go to your head. I will stop you from being a tool if you become a tool. I won't, but don't be a dick. Especially don't be a dick, because I want you to do stuff for me, including play. We need to get a game in. We need to roll some dice. We need to roll some dice is what we need to do. It's been a while since I've shot your Tau or your Necrons. Or punched them in the face with thunder hammers. I've got enough Terminators now. I can just take you on with Terminators, can't I? Just 40 odd of them. Boom. Just straight down the centre and just smash the fuck out of anything that's in the way. Fuck the objectives. Who cares about... Nobody cares about objectives. Just kill everything. Oh, right. You didn't mean official stamp or logo. You meant, like, official stamp or logo. Yes, the World Eaters do have... Well, there's loads of logos and stamps. Oh, God. Right. Sorry, people. I've been sidetracked. If you want to know who to blame, it's Anthony this time. Just making it perfectly clear. That's who to blame this time. This is the reason I'm sidetracked. Lucky, welcome in, man. Welcome in. Right, we need to go find World Eater symbols. World Eater. Oh, fuck, I can't even spell. Iconography? I can't even fucking spell. Iconography. There we go. Images. Right. Good luck with this one. It's going to take a while. It is going to take a while. Yeah, I know it is odd. Twitch can't hang with it, but YouTube has... Well, I say YouTube has no problems. I've got 7 notifications down there, Liv, telling me my computer's high CPU usage all the way down. So, yeah, it doesn't like YouTube either. But it can run YouTube. It's weird. I don't understand it. There we go. Done. So, we have World Eater's iconography. Just to answer Anthony's question. So, yeah, there's lots of it. Most of it consists of big teeth around a world. And well, there's the main corn symbol. The main World Eater's symbol. But it'll vary. There! Do not take me to eBay, you cheeky little fuckwit. But there are lots of World Eater symbols. As well as the standard. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9! Is that 9? Yeah, 9 pointed little thingy on the head is Korn's official symbol. And obviously all the skulls for the skull throne in his helmet. Pardon me. So there are lots and lots and lots and lots of icons and little things. It is really weird. But there is lots of icons. I hope that answers that question for you, Anthony. With you being new to this, I do want to be helpful if I can. Who am I kidding? I'm about as helpful as a fucking chocolate fireguard, I know that. Hoover missed. Calm power is in your hand. You can check on portrait mode now and again. Yep. Yes, Cam, you can. I know I'm not only rolling ones. You know this. I play 2 rerolls. Hello, gamer. Gamer? Am I missing somebody here? Yeah, big old teeth. But teeth... I almost completely screwed my voice up then, didn't I? Pardon me. Because you've got to get the teeth, because the teeth gets more darker and the darker is the best one of those giant ones in the max take. Yeah. Max take teeth. Not got enough teeth, smash them out the boys. Smash them out the boy's face, get more teeth. So you get teeth for your guns. And it's fun. Smash them in the face. Use the chopper. And get him good. If he's still got teeth left, hit him again. They'll grow back. Good. I was going to say good morning, Vienna then. Good evening, Vienna. And can I show you the dice that you split? It's just a standard D6, Anthony. It's just a standard D6. So, Graham, you're getting advertised again. There's the voice. That's the voice. That is. But you are one of the few people who can actually use a song. There is only... There's me, who can use the song. And there's Olmouth, who did the music arranging, who can use the song. And I have sent the song to 2 other people who are allowed to use it. But yeah, you just use normal D6 dice if you're playing Warhammer. My ones have a little Rogue's Den hobby logo on the 6. And I have given... I think I sent one to Twisted. when I sent him his Apothecary Terminator stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Twisted, have you got one of these dice? I can't remember. High CPU usage again. There he's flashing up for me. One of these days this computer's going to set on fire. When that happens, don't worry. I will panic and it'll be hilarious. As long as it keeps streaming, you can all watch. The song is good. I wish I could take credit for the music. That was not me. That was all Olmouth. I'm just the samples. I'm just the voice. And yes, Anthony, you can customize these yourself. Oh. Wait a minute. You're coming in as a completely new person to this, aren't you? So you have no idea of some of the things that you're capable of doing. Right. Sorry, I'm getting derailed again. Right. Which, to a degree, is a good thing because I'll have berserkers to eat. Paint. Yeah, that was just an example, Fargrim. I didn't want to go into my drawer over there and get my tub of dice. I didn't want to get my tub of dice. But it seems we have new people in. We have Vienna and we have Anthony, and people are actually sticking around this time. Bloody change, I know. Marvellous. I'm actually not talking to myself for a change. I'm talking to people. Right, move all this out of the way. Come on, you lot. Shift. Because I've just been asked, can you customize this stuff? Can you customize this stuff? Oh my fucking God. Right. Anthony, you've not seen Thursday's project. So I'm going to be very careful while I bring it over. And can you customize it? The answer to that is a very simple, yes, you can. Yeah, there are people in the room with you this time. You're not all on your own, Lucky. You're not all on your own. You have people, real people that breathe. 2 of them I've actually seen. 1 of them I've actually been in the room with. So I know they are real people. So both of them I have played games with. So I know they're definitely real people. But yeah, if you want to customize it, you can do shit like this. And make like orcs that have buzzsaw bases and peg legs and yeah, all this stuff that's going on over here with guns and barricades and little Gretchen sticking out trying to shoot things. And where's the other one just dropped off to? Oh, there he is. He's fallen off, but he goes up there, and you got your little one down there, and another little one down there. And yeah, I did a lot of customizing on this, mate. Just call you Lino. Okay, I'll just call you Lino. That's easier. So yeah, customizing is something you can do very easily with Warhammer. But that's Thursday's project. Which may get sidetracked a little bit, just because, well, I may have something else to do that is yet to be decided on timescales and things. But if I have something else to do, we'll probably be painting berserkers, but not just me. And if the timescales don't work out, then I'll be painting the Ox. I'll be doing more on the Ox stage. Probably getting high as fuck from solder. Just so you know, yeah, I'll probably be popping more LEDs and make them go boom, 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 because they just don't like me for some strange fucking reason, and I don't know why. But LEDs don't like me, so they go pop, 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 pop. No worries. The ADHD is strong with this one. Yes, very much so. This is the first time you've ever seen. Yeah, never mind. We can talk about that one. I behave myself when I'm gaming with you. So in case you're wondering, I live as a Twitch streamer, as well as Um, um, Liv, how do we describe what you do for a living? Yeah, he's definitely strong in this one and in live action too. Because I don't edit. I don't like editing. Editing can go get fucked. It takes time, takes effort, and you don't do. You're not a friend for a living. If if you can make a living off being a friend, then there's what? There's Calm, there's Graham, there's you, there's Northern, there's Ali. Oh, you create content. Right, okay. You create content. We'll just leave it at the Twitch content. There we go. I don't know how to bloody describe that. I don't. Just talking to cosplay Twitch streamer. There you go. She's a cosplay Twitch streamer. And yes, in case anyone's wondering, Sister of Battle has been done. At least I think it has. I'm sure it has. I'm pretty sure it has. Something close to it's been done anyway. I think I remember seeing one of the pictures. Anyway, back to painting. Because that's what I'm supposed to... Joe! Oh, you have listed 2 of your Beyblades on eBay. Let's see the dirty teeth pulling comments. I'm not buying it. Nope. I've got a Beyblade and I've got enough fucking Lehman Russes. And if I want any more tanks now, I'm going to see Calm for it. Because I'll get proxies. As long as he's big enough. Like Bear Dude. Where's Bear Dude? Did I put him away? Have I put Angry Bear Man away? No, he's there. Ha! Found him. Yeah, Sister of Battle, Slave Layer. You've done a few others actually as well. Some of them are, if you're one of my child viewers that comes in here, and I still swear like fuck, but yeah, no, you're not allowed to go check out Liv's yet. You've got to wait, or go speak to your parents first. Why have I got this big bear out now? You can actually make a living and be a friend. There's a service to play video games with someone over the internet for money. Shit. Really? So some cunt's gonna pay me to play games just because they're sad, lonely fuckheads, and they've got money. Is that all that? Wow. Why did nobody tell me this beforehand? Anyway, yeah, get proxies, get big bears like that. That's why I'm going to go speak to Calm because I want proxy tanks. The same way that I've got a proxy dreadnought, which is my big bear. And yeah, I know it's bigger than the dreadnoughts. You don't have to tell me that. It's absolutely massive compared to the dreadnoughts. But big bear. Big bear. Big bear knot. I like my big bear knot. He goes with my Terminators and runs at you. He's fun. Right, anyway, anything... right, I would keep it on the table just for the looks, even if you don't know how to play. Fair enough, Lino. What's your personal favourite? What's my first... You're going to have to narrow it down a bit, Lino. I have a lot of favourite characters. Graham, you've jumped in before me. Play the fourth, be with you. Oh yeah, because it's the death of Star Wars Day today, isn't it? Because Disney bought it out. The Fourth Legion. That was a Star Wars reference, Joe. That was a Star Wars reference. Yes, if you want that bear, I mean, you could get it in that scale if Graham willing to let you. When I go for a break, I'll put it up, Graham. All right? I'll put the 10% discount code up for the website. It's May the 4th. It is for the next hour and 11 minutes. But Disney have killed it for me. So, no, you can go get... Oh, sorry. Just to make sure the Americans understand. Yeah. Tomorrow is Rise of the 5th. Oh, if it wasn't crazy already, you people are going to send me nuts. No worries, Cam, no worries. How long have we... Yeah, I've been going long enough. I can take another drink. I'm allowed to drink. So I've done 2 red so far, and I've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. And we know why this has happened, don't we? And this is because I've not shut up. Exactly why it's took me so long, because I've not shut up. And I've been reading, and I've been talking, and as many of you have pointed out to me, the ADHD is on full flow tonight. I don't know why. I was actually quite calm up until about an hour ago. I was really calm up about an hour ago. And then I clicked live, you know, like you do when you're going live. And something in my head just decided, you know what? Nah, not tonight. You're not being normal. So here you've got me to deal with like this, which I don't know how to deal with it. Sparkles doesn't know how to deal with it. That's why she's gone upstairs out of the way. Because I'm sitting back there, you've fucking gone off your nut. So, yeah. You still love me though, don't you? And then she kind of gives me a half look and runs. So, yay. No worries, Anthony. Sorry, Lino. I'm really struggling to pick one character out of everything that I like and everything that I love. Because if it was a character out of this, or do I go for Ghazghkull Thraka? Do I go for Yarick? Do I go to Astroth the Grim? I love him. He just flies around taking people's heads off. He's fantastic. You got Yarick and Ghazghkull, which kind of go hand in hand together as the giant orc and the savior of Armageddon. If we was to go Pokemon, then there is one above all. That is Lucario. That is my boy. That is my main Pokemon. It's a Pokemon that gets taken over. Put it this way, I have the same Lucario that I had on Pokemon Sword and Shield in Scarlet and Violet. And he's just taking me through most of the game as soon as I've got the badges. So, Lucario, definitely my favourite Pokemon. I would probably say Gaz over Yarick if I had to pick one of the two. So if I had to pick a singular Warhammer character, then it would be Ghazghkull. Mad Uruk. Ghazghkull. No, it's not Thwacker. Thwacker's Lazgul's name. Lazgul Thwacker. Thraka, that's it. Ghazghkull, Mad Uruk, Thraka. It would be him over Yarick just because orcs are fucking awesome. And absolutely batshit crazy. Yes, Liv, now you understand why I complain when you say, go make yourself a cup of tea. I have a big teacup. And it does have the Millennium Falcon on it. Ooh, a pic of Arik Tyrannus. I don't know that character, Louis. Who's that one? ePal. To play video games with people and they pay you for it. Nice. Good night, Lino. You have a good one and thank you for coming in. Thank you. I know it's your first time. I hope you come back again. Say hello to us. Become part of this very strange little community that's slowly building up around me that I've never planned. Oh, it's the last surviving Thunder Warrior. Did the Thunder Warriors have a Primarch? Because it was Thunder Warriors first, then Custodes. And Custodes don't technically have a Primarch, even though you've got Valdor. He's just like a good Custode. Panzer, we have Northern Michigan in the house again. Thank you very much for coming back in. So where are we missing? We've got Michigan. We've got wherever Liv's from. We've got wherever Joe's from. Oh, Joe's from Canada. We've got Canada. And I know Twisted. I don't think Twisted's from Michigan. Oh. Right, okay, so Thunder Warriors didn't have a genetic Primarch, they just had Sergeant and Commander models that got named Primarchs. Okay, I didn't know that bit. I'm learning something. God, I sound like Ralph from the P and Kirsty, hello. Liv, what's a PNW? If you've had to abbreviate it for certain reasons, then okay, but what's a PNW? I don't know what that is. It confuses me. Words. Words, there's 3 of them. And I don't know what it means. I hope Panzer 45. So I'm just going to abbreviate it to Justin. That's a long ass name. What gun are you shooting? Have you got a shotgun? Have you got a rifle? Not that it makes a difference to me because I can't have either. Crap, just the area that I live in. If I even applied for it, I'll probably get arrested. So what the fuck do you want one of them for around there? There's only 2 things you can shoot around there. One of them's a wall, the other one's people. What's the PNW? That's going to do my fucking head in now. I also have to wait as well. Just in case it's something you can't type on YouTube. I can still receive messages via Discord, people. It just won't come through. Oh, you got a Glock 26. So a pistol. With an extended magazine. That sounds like an extended magazine. What are you shooting off your back deck with a pistol? Oh, AR-15. I thought, oh, AK-47. Yeah, you got way too many guns. That's just way too many guns. Why do you need that many guns? Surely one's good enough. Oh, Pacific Northwest. Yeah, I knew that. I knew Pacific. Yeah, Pacific North. I knew it was like essentially West Coast, as simply as I could put it. But narrowing it down is the West Coast that's up a bit, and up that way. All right. Yeah, I have a rough idea of I think it's a general state, but that's about as far as it goes. Well, I think you live up in the rainy bit. But I could be completely bloody wrong. A Veltro shotgun 25. Bloody hell, Justin. That's a lot of guns for a lot of land. Anyway, I need to move this closer, otherwise Ali and Kirsty's going to shoot at me this time. Because she can't see. Even though I'm muted, she'll still come back and shout at me. Don't you worry. Good night, Cam. Night. Give us a message when if you're calling around for me to paint stuff. Oh, before you bugger off. Cam, before you bugger off. Right. Is that okay for your towel? Is that okay for towel? I need to know. Because if it's not, I'm going to have to strip it back down and repaint it. And your croûte. Where's your croûte? And croûte. Send you. You sat here watching it live on bloody camera. Top left corner of the state. Basically, middle of nowhere. Fair enough. Oregon, Washington. Ooh. Right, so I was right. It was Oregon. I wasn't 100%. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, it's Twisted who I always forget. I always forget where Twisted's from, even though I know I've sent you stuff, Twisted. I've sent you stuff in the post, but I still forget what part you live. Because I know EB's down in South Carolina. I know Dan's in Maryland. I know Doritos over in California, and I'm still waiting for his bloody package. So, Ali, if you're still listening, get onto Dorito, because he's not sent me that bloody model for me to paint for you. And I'm supposed to have around 12 of these things to paint and ship around the UK for him. So, if you'd like to let me know and send them to me, please, it would be nice. Because I can't paint them if they're not here. Yeah, weed's legal everywhere apart from wherever I am. Which shit. Don't have any, can't get any. Won't be able to until later on in the week, and don't intend to be either. If I'm lucky, I may get interrupted on stream again. But I don't think I will this time. Which means the only break will be the normal break, which is happening very, very soon. And just because I like it as well. You're in upstate New York. Losing New York, New York. The city's so nice, they named it twice. Well, they didn't name it twice, did they? They just named it once. And stole one of our names in the bloody... And just said, oh, this is the new one. The old one's still better. You should go to the old one. Old one's got cobble streets. Looks like Harry Potter. And really enjoys knocking me out. And I mean that literally. York's nearly knocked me out every time I've gone there. Low doors. Very low door frames. Very, very low door frames. Right, so that's the base red on this dude. It is a bit of a US invasion tonight, Fargrim. It is a bit of a US invasion. It's not a bad thing. We've done it to them. It's about time they can do it to us. Although, we're not going to be quite as uncouth and throw all the coffee in the sea. We're not that bad. Mainly because we like it as well. So fuck that. That's caffeine, that is. And have you seen the sharks round us? No, we're not giving them fucking caffeine. Jeez, people start getting eaten. It's alright at the minute. They just wander off and don't eat people. Start giving them caffeine, they'll start coming back. And you get the sharks and the jelly fan. I'm not that much of a horror movie fan. Sparkles is. Who's my missus. You're in Oregon. See, you've got lots of people from all over. Again, mostly America at the moment, but still, I'm thankful for every one of you who's coming. Because do you realise how bad it is when you know you're talking to yourself and looking into the camera while you're doing it? I'm not that narcissistic, but sometimes it seems like I am. And so this is all therapy for me. Very strange form of therapy, but... I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Oh, damn it, Louis. No, not Louis. Fargrim. Fargrim, it's your fault. I've now got Hulk Hogan's theme tune in my head. The fact that no one is from Australia further supports my theory that Australia doesn't exist. Australia does exist. We are aware of that, especially in the Warhammer community, because, well, everybody's aware of Major Kill. Whether you like him or not, you've come across him. Wait a minute, Kitty Cat's moving. Kitty Cat moving is not a good sign, because that either means somebody's coming downstairs, so Cat's gonna ask me to feed her, or Cat's just getting up because she wants me to do something that I'm not doing. You've removed it from all your students' maps. Australia is fake. It's not fake. Do you want to know how? We know it's not fake because that's where we sent all our prisoners, and that's now where we've got our Australia. And why they're still part of the Commonwealth. We still have Commonwealth, which is odd in this day and age. I think we should have the Empire back. Fuck it. Give us our Empire back. It ran well when we had our Empire. Right, so that's 3 guys done red. It took a hell of a long time. It's took me an hour and a half to do 3 guys red. Rather than move on to the next ones, because I want something... Yeah, there's a reason that I want to keep some. So what I'm going to do is... Briefly, I'm going to go top up my drink. If Australia doesn't exist, why do women speaking with an Australian accent get me going a hum on a hum on a hum on a hum? I have no idea, Lucky. I have no idea. The Australian accent is not one I find attractive because everything sounds like a question. Everything sounds like a question. It does. No worries. I'd see you later. Live catching you on a stream at some point. Or a game. Yes, and that is true. Fargrim, Australia play fucking shitloads for their Warhammer. But on that note, I'm going to go for a small break, which means I get to play this. Orc. This is fun. And we put it on loop so it doesn't stop this time. But we also have to follow that one page. Check out Rogue Dead Hobby.
Great is always the best. Tasted or not. You just kick garbage. More dagger. Dagger. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. Get stacking, boys. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. Get stacking, boys.
So there you go. You got a little bit missing, but I'm going to mute myself now while I go make a cup of tea. I shall be back soon.
With yokes, always better fun and win. Great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just kick garbage. More dagger. Dagger. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. Get stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get cracking. stuck in boys. Musings, always better fun and great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get garbage. More dagger. Dagger. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. Get stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. Get stuck in, boys. Musings, always better fun and great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get garbage. More dagger. Dagger. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. Get stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. Get stuck in, boys. Musings, always better fun and great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get garbage. More dagger. Dagger. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. Get stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. Get stuck in, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Musings, always better fun and great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get damaged. More dagger. Dagger, 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 dagger. Go down, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Musings, always better fun and great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get damaged. More dagger. Dagger, 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 dagger. Go down, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get crappy. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys.
There we go. I've got it sorted this time. Thank you for everyone who waited. If anyone waited, that is. I'm back. Break's over. And we've got 2 models done in an hour and 48 minutes. That's shit. But, well, we do what we do, don't we? We do what we can. And we keep going 2 bits. So I at least want to try and get 5, at least half the unit done in red before I get too tired and things start taking over and yeah, ADHD kicks in even bloody more. Because it will. It'll start kicking in even more eventually as I get tired and hungry and various other things. You start them priming. I mean, I don't really worry about the speed too much, but in this case, I am a little bit apprehensive about getting them done too quick. As Liv's gone now, but Liv has also started collecting World Eaters. Can't remember how long ago, but they're all unpainted. And it is something that I do. Puller on. So there is a possibility that I may end up having to teach Liv how to paint a World Eater. So that will end up one of them where I've got somebody else on screen with me, so I end up talking to them rather than everything else. So, yeah, that could be a weird one. Don't know how that stream's going to work or go. I should imagine it'll go quite well, in fairness. But, well, we're all aware of my ability to get sidetracked really, really fucking easily. Really easily. Yeah, Lou, you definitely need an airbrush for something like that. So, big stuff, airbrush. So much easier. Even if you are using a makeup brush, which is bloody big, in fairness. But an airbrush just make it so much simpler. And you don't have to deal with that really horrible smell that comes from the propellant when you use rattle cans and spray cans. I still need to use a mask because there's lots of bloody paint particles going around everywhere. But you don't get that horrible, nasty smell of it. So it's, yeah, definitely go for an airbrush if you can get hold of one. You can get them really cheap, about between $100 and $150 for the entire setup. So you can get compressor, airbrush. I think we was talking about it in Discord not long ago. And I put basically the one I've got in general chat. Now, it is a pretty bog standard airbrush that you get. More than good enough for using, though, and more than good enough for learning. But as Twisted pointed out, if you are in America, it is so easy to get parts and things for the better airbrushes. So you could go for a slightly higher end airbrush if you wanted to. But for learning, some of the starter ones are really, really cheap and work. They work well enough to not be a waste of money. As long as you do intend to use it. Like, I was tempted to just spray these in just red, completely red, just base coat the entire model red, and then clean it up afterwards. And then I realised, no, the Army Painter speed paints that I have reactivate as soon as you put anything else on them. So I would have had to seal it and all sorts of stuff. So that's why I'm back to the good old brush. Which does mean I'm more likely to miss things. More likely to miss places, which is why I've got the glasses to hand, just so I can pop on and make sure I've got everything. Oh dear Lord, Twisted, are you just... Papyrus effect. A papyrus effect on your parchments. Most people just struggle getting it to look like a parchment. Never mind putting additional effects. Then again, you do OSLs and you do non-metallic metals and you do bases that are just absolutely phenomenal. So it shouldn't surprise me that you're doing something else that is just that little bit beyond what most people would do, really. Don't know why I'm shocked. I'm sure it's going to look good as well. Although you've got a lot of Terminators to keep going on. Yeah, you are a bit extra. That's one way of putting it. That is one way of putting it. do go that bit further than most other people. Definitely Golden Demon level, if not a slight bit higher, if I was to say. Which is odd why you've not won one yet, or won a competition, but they usually prefer a certain style of painting, which is 40k box art style. And if you're not painting in that style, then they'll mark you down for it, despite the fact that you've done probably a better paint job. They are very finicky about that. Because, well, they're a monopoly. They are the biggest in the market in what they do, and they want to keep it that way. So all the competitions and stuff are done under their rules. I just use anything, Louis. I find a matte spray of the colour I want, whether it be car paint or not. And I use that, or I used to. Now I use the airbrush, but I used to just use anything. As long as it was the right colour and it was a matte finish. Or if I couldn't find a matte, I'd settle for a satin, but I would never use gloss. But pretty much most primers will suffice. It doesn't have to be GW or one of the paint ranges. It just needs to be the right colour. Where's my corn red? There's my corn red. See? Found it. Pardon me. Again, I really stopped doing burgers on Monday, shouldn't I? On the same point, though, I should probably stop doing pizza on Thursdays. Is in Wisconsin. Oh, jeez, that's a trek. Well, pretty much anything that's not in your state, and even if it is in your state, is probably still a trek and a half. So yeah, having to, obviously your travel restrictions and limitations make it difficult for you from even going state to state. So getting all the way over to Wisconsin from where you are is not going to be easy. Let's face it, getting into your next, even capital's not that good, really. Then again, me getting down to London's not really that much fun either. I mean, I can fly and it's really quick, and I'll end up at one of the airports just outside London. But then I've got to get in there as well. Or if I get this train down to, I think it's St Pancras. I think is the one it takes you from goes to Manchester. Or from Manchester to London, I think it takes you to that station. That's still a long bloody train journey. Granted, I do sleep most of the way. Which really annoys Sparkles, because she can't sleep on trains. I'm wondering how we're going to go on when we get on the plane to Mallorca later on this year. Sparkles doesn't like flying either. I've only done a small puddle jump, so I'm not sure. I didn't mind the small puddle jump. By the time we got up there, we were coming back down again. It's the advantage of flying over to Ireland, rather than taking the ferry, which takes fucking ages. Absolutely ages for that ferry. And if you choose the right airport, you can land pretty much in... If you go into Belfast, you can pretty much get a plane straight into Belfast. I mean, it's so ridiculous. You got like a 20-30 minute bus ride to be right in the centre. Dublin, I'm not too sure about. Not been to Dublin. Done priming the Warmech. Now Now to dry brush it to bring out all the details. So now to do that stage of it. Oh, the joys, eh? The joys of painting War Gaming miniatures. Right. Most of him's done now. It's just the bottom half. So his legs now. Legs and legs and legs. Legs for days. That's what he's got. Trim on his fucking legs for days. I know that much. There will be another red that I've got to do over this, which will be my fist on red. That still sounds wrong every time I say it. Dry brush is not that bad. What you've got to be careful of is taking too much moisture out of the brush instead of just taking the pigment off. So I know a lot of people use a kitchen towel or kitchen roll, depending where you are. You know, the kitchen toilet paper stuff. And that takes way too much moisture out of it. Personally, I just use the back of my hand. I mean, I've got to scrub like hell the day after or the night after or whenever. Basically, when you're cleaning your hand, you've got to really, really scrub it. But I found that my hand doesn't take too much off it. No, it doesn't take all the moisture away, but it does take enough of the pigment. I think it's something to do with the oils on the skin. Not 100% sure, but I just know that it works for me. And people complain about it, saying I should wear gloves. But if I wear gloves, then the gloves interfere and don't absorb enough of the moisture. Because you do want some of the moisture to go, but not all of it. You still, even though you call dry brushing, you still want some moisture in there. Otherwise, you end up very, very chalky effect, which I've ended up on with a couple of these. I mean, it's not the end of the world. You can go around it and paint over it. But just for example, where's my dry brush gone? Where's my dry brush gone? No, this isn't funny. Because these are my good dry brushes. Ah, there we go. So that one, that I use a lot. It's a small, it's the medium size one. So if it was to dry brush red, first of all, I'll wet the brush. And I'll do it in the old school method as well. And get a little bit of red on. And then once I've got red on there, I'd do that until I'm quite happy that, see, there you go. Most of the paint's off now. See, lots there, not so much there. And that's how I test for dry brushing. Now if I was to get this gentleman here, and then I mean, it looks very pinky at the moment because I've wiped most of it off. But then catch all the areas that I'd want red. And that would give them a very... And if you want a darker colour, you just don't take as much paint off. So, there we go. And then we can come back in and make it a little bit bolder. And it is kind of a quicker way of painting certain parts of the model. I know some people going, Lars, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're going to paint that guy completely red and bronze and brass and all sorts. I'm demonstrating. And then you can end up with quite an easy but it's all to do with how you set up your brush. So there's next to nothing coming off my brush there now, so I know that's done. I mean, it still needs washing. It's still got loads of paint in it, but it's pretty much done regarding how the dry brushing is concerned. But that's how I dry brush. Some people have like a texture palette that they do it on, which I'm not a particularly great fan of because it destroys your brushes because of the amount of details and ridges and stuff in there. So texture palettes, not good, in my opinion. That's why you just use my hand. So it does work a little. Just a little bit. Ickle tiny, tiny, wickle bit. It works. It does. How do we make it work? By a ickle bit. By a ickle bit. That's how we make it work. Do lots of paint. Do lots of paint. We make it work because we can. Because we got lots of paint on our brush. Oh. I almost forgot his chainsaw. Silly me. Silly me. Hello, anybody over in portrait mode, thank you for coming over. And everybody else who stayed over in horizontal mode as well, thank you very much. It proves that I'm not a nutter. That's all that does. And it gives... Thank you for giving me someone to talk to. Because, well, if not, I'll be sat here talking to myself. Not that that would shut me up. It just means I'll go on less tangents. No, actually, no, it doesn't. It just means I'm going on more controlled tangents. Oh, there's a very thin stripe up the middle there. So a lot of this is going to have to get painted over as well. Lovely. Right, now for other dude who have just dry brushed in this weird pinky colour. Well, it's not the weird, it is corn red that I've just used on him. But I am going to have to fill in the actual areas properly. Otherwise, it's going to end up looking pink. And it's supposed to look more like red and blood, so don't want it to look like pink, do we? Problem is, as I'm painting it, because there is not much difference between the red and the pink itself, it's getting a little bit... No worries, Fargrim. No worries. I'm still painting as well. And I will not be finished tonight, so I'm not going to have a go at myself too much to go get it done, get it done, get it done. If you rush and you start making mistakes, you start getting lax on it. So you need to make sure that you're good frame of mind to paint. Good frame of mind to paint. Otherwise it does not work. The right condition as well. Make sure you've had something to drink. Make sure you're not hungry. Because if you're hungry, your hands can start shaking, and that's not a good thing when you're painting these. Really not a good thing. No worries, Graham. Thank you for calling in, dude. And you have a good night. As I said, I will be sending you something tomorrow. Sparkles has more stuff for me to post anyway, so I'm definitely going to the post office tomorrow. No worries, Louis. You have a good night, mate. Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you enjoyed being here and got all your nice work done. No worries. Look, I didn't catch that earlier, but you are in a place where understanding for things like that is ample. So yeah, you go take care of yourself, mate. Health first. Health first. That's why I always try to take a medication before I come live and give it a bit of a chance to actually kick in. And no, it's not ADHD medication, it's medication for other things. ADHD is just the newest one. For me, anyway. Let's do is Armoured Fist. He's now a bloody red Armoured Fist. You don't know where he's been sticking that. Slaneshi little git that he is. Oh no, he's not Slaneshi, he's Khan. So he's probably doing it more just to cause you pain rather than cause themselves pleasure. Well, I bet he got it right up there. I mean, like, right up. He definitely got it right up to the little trim bit. Which, for the size of a Space Marine, is a good, what, foot? A good 12 inches of pure fish-driven might. So make sure we're getting all in there. And all across the top of his head. Down the front of his face. In the front of his armour. In the front of his armour. And this is the last one, isn't it? Ooh. That dry brushing made it quicker. Maybe I should do that on the rest in the future. No, I can't. I've got to show. Yeah. I have limitations on what I can do until I get the next batch of 10. Next batch of 10, I might just try spraying the majority red. With the army speed paints. And see if that makes it easier. Although that slightly pinky undertone is nice. You're also doing a bit of dry brushing? Ah, the Terminator. Yeah. What are they called? Not just the Purity Seal, the ones on the shoulders. It is a Crux Terminatus, that's it. Because it's not just Terminators that have them, it's any veteran. So all Stern Guards, Vanguards, and Terminators will have that symbol on their shoulders. Supposedly with some piece of Emperor-related gear in there. Although there's that bloody many, I don't see how they get it to go round. I really don't. It just takes far too long for them to do that. It can only be so much of the Emperor's. I'm not sure if it was his armour or something. But there's got to be a finite amount. Yeah, airbrushing base colours does make it a hell of a lot easier. Although I purposely do use brushes. Because I know not everybody has an airbrush. And as easy as it would make it for me, just to spray this entire thing red straight away, and then spray the next one red, and so on and so forth. Because not everyone's got an airbrush. I do like to try and use a brush as much as I possibly can. That, and I'm not that good with an airbrush. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that great with an airbrush. I can just about get it in the right-ish direction. And the right-ish areas. And it is always an ish. Because you get overspray, and I'm usually using a nozzle that's too big for the job that I wish to do. His knee pad's gonna need a lot of cleaning up, as is his thigh. And let's get his boot coloured. What size brush am I using? I'm using a 2. That's why it's a bit big. I was wondering why my brush was so big, and it's because I'm using a size 2 and not a 0 or a 1. It does help when you're doing batches of 10. But if I do have to show someone... Well, if I do show someone how to paint this, and I'm showing them to use an airbrush and they don't have an airbrush, then that's not going to help, really, is it? So, get my eye in with a paintbrush. Make sure I can get it done. And then, should I ever be called upon to actually show someone, how do you do this again? I've got half an idea of what I'm doing. Even if it is only half an idea of what I'm doing, it's better than no idea of what I'm doing. Which, let's face it, when I started these, I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I've painted Space Marines before, but Space Marines are really simple, especially mine, because it's black, and then a dry brush, and then a wash, and then paint the shoulder pads blue. Done. So simple, so easy. That's why my Space Marine colour is the way it is. I do not want difficult to paint Space Marines when you've got fucking hundreds of them. I want nice, quick, easy, done, bash. So I've done that for Space Marines. But when it comes to these buggers, and these buggers have trim, because these are chaos, which means a lot of goldy, silvery, lots of metallics all over them. And you can see how much difference there is painting it all red as opposed to leaving the trim there. Painting it all red as opposed to leaving the trim waiting. It is just a stupid amount of difference. And then obviously once you've got the trim on, there's even more of a difference. Actually, he looks very Thousand Sons, doesn't he? Not too happy about that. Khan would not want anything to do with Zeech. Diddles, 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 diddums. That is 5 done for red. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Although, that went quicker only for the reason that I dry brushed one first. That's the only reason that last one went really, really quickly. Although I am liking that slight pink tint that it's got to some of it. Now, it's a similar pink tint that the Slaughterbound that I've got was, well, I've got given. It's a similar pink to him. Now, I've not painted this one, so please do not sit there and go, wow, lads, you did a really good job. Because, wow, lads, really didn't. And that's kind of this Slaughterbound. So if you look at like the pinky purpley colours, it's almost similar to what I've got going on around the outsides. No, this has had non-metallic metal done on it and washes and all sorts. Which is also making me want to think I've got to redo the skin colour on my 8-pound. Where is one? Where's one? One, I just need one. It's really making me rethink the skin colour on these, so I should do it more paley purple to match, because they are supposed to be a unit together. He's possessed by a bloodthirster, he's just got more control over himself. So there is a difference in there. So I'm going to have to repaint the skins for these, but obviously the fur I'm going to leave quite bright orange, which it already is. So I'm going to have to come back for that. And that's going to be fun, because I'm not sure what colours we used to do this sections. But it is definitely a purplish colour. And the amount of wash that is done over the... No, the legs are about right. I'm a bit shinier than what he's managed, or what he's done on there. And he's done a lot more purples for backpacks and things. So loads more work to do on lots of things now, as I've just found out. Now I do have purples and lilacs. I'm just not sure how deep I'm going to need to go. Ooh. I do like them skulls though as well. So this is going to be inspiration to do rework on these things. He's the inspiration to get these up. And obviously Angry Ron as an overall is my inspiration to do everything else. So where am I up to? Apart from here with it all. I'm up to there with it all. We do have news about 11th edition, if anyone was paying attention over the weekend. We have quite a lot of new models coming soon. Which means we got a lot of Orkies coming. A lot of Orkies. Which I'm looking forward to. My Orcs need a lot of attention. So I'm looking forward to it. In fact, I'm going to get 20 more Orc boys. And some Orc characters. And then I can start rebuilding my Orc army to be a horde again, rather than be a speed war, which is currently sat at with 6 copters, 6 bikes, 3 buggies, and well, it's a stomper after that actually. But it would be nice to get some good, nice new models. Don't punch the camera. Don't punch the camera. I'm just trying to clear out my paint pot, the actual paint pot, because Games Workshop has a habit of pots have a habit of getting like clunked up in there. Now this is an old battered needle that I'm using for an airbrush. It's bent at the end and everything, so it is naffed up, and it's been used for all sorts of stabby pokey implements when I've needed to. So I can actually close, this is just so I can close the pot and actually get a good seal and try and save as much of the corn red as I can without it drying up in the pot while I'm waiting to finish off the unit. So if you do have Games Workshop pots, make sure you don't get it all caught in here, because it will clog up and become an absolute mess and a pain in the rear end to get out like this. So all this just so I can close my pot lid. That is how good this is. Games Workshop really need to sort out their R&D department. The amount of years people have been complaining about this being a big issue of their paints, and they're still using shite pots. But that should allow me now to at least get the majority of it close. There we go. I am looking forward to playing 11th edition as well, because it does seem to be very melee. Well, not very melee orientated, but a lot more melee orientated than the past two editions. Past two editions have really, really pushed into a gun lines. And that's not fun if you're playing orcs or melee Tyranids or World Eaters or anything, any melee based army. It's not good when gun lines rule. So I too am looking forward to 11th edition. Just so I can get a nice turn of war off. Or get a couple of good charges into Necron gun lines or Tau gun lines. Or just get something close enough to the frigging Storm Surge that I can take it out. It always gets plonked right at the back. Always gets plonked at the back. I think I'm going to have to deep strike Terminators in to get that fucking thing off the board. It never goes. The Ghost Kill goes quicker than it does. But that's in melee. That's a different matter entirely. So I have the 5 done for this evening. Not including him, obviously, because he's already done. So the 5 reds done for this evening. Thursday, which is usually the Orc night. Because I have a lot done already, and it's mostly the electronic side. I'm not confident putting the electronic side on camera anymore. Yeah, I'm going to have to get more anyway, because, as I said, this is unit 3 out of 4, and I've got to buy number 4 yet. So I'm going to need more to paint them, and then any touch-ups on things like this that I will need to do. I'm also going to have to buy more of. That's got the green, the greeny purple claws. I forgot about that. So I'm definitely going to have to buy another Khorne red. I should have a couple of Mephiston reds and enough Scarlet to keep me going for the brighter side of that range. But I don't have the dark, dull side. So, it's going to be a trip to Manchester for me, probably by the end of the week. Just so that next week comes along, I've got enough paint. I'll go looking through a paint box first, though, just in case I do have a spare one, because I do have others underneath my desk. I just can't get to them freely at the minute. I need time, I need effort, I need to be able to actually get in there and not poke myself with that. That would be good, because that's essentially just a bloody blade. However, 'tis midnight. Nearly. 3 minutes. 'Tis midnight. It'll be the 5th. Or the 6th of May, as we've now been informed. May the 4th and the 6th of May. Jeez. May cops for a lot of it. May does cop for a lot of it. Dan, what is up, homie? What is up? You've caught me just at possibly the wrong time. I'm winding down now. Mainly because I want to save those 5 over there for when I'm not teaching but helping. So these will be the 5 that I concentrate on next to get up to this level. Which isn't too far away. Yeah, I am up late. It's nearly midnight, so it's not too bad. But I am winding it down now just so I can calm it, because it's getting late. I do start later though as well, which doesn't help. So again, thank you for everybody who's coming this evening. Fargrim, sorry it's took me so long to get back to your comments on YouTube. For some reason, Studio just wasn't letting me know that you left a comment, and I don't know why. Back onto the magical world of Sparkles and Oak. Again, if you want a character doing for you, because you want to play, let me know which character, and we'll start working on that stat sheet. 4 stat sheets that I've done are already in, and they are for Sparkles, Oak, Shamash, and Ali. I'll have stat sheets on the Discord server ready for you to download. Make sure you can read them, and then you can play. Now, Sparkles is playing as Oak, I believe. This is also an excuse to use the wedding present that we got off Graham as well, because he wants us to use it early. So if you do want another character doing, whether it be Gris, whether it be Nadal, whoever we want it to be, if you're not sure, tag me in Discord and we can go through the characters if you really want to. I should really do a video pointing out the characters so people can go, yeah, I want to play as that or that or that or that. I should do a video for it, which means I'm going to have to learn how to edit. Poor Twisted, you're going to cop for this one more than likely. But I'm going to call it out this evening. Done. Thank you very much again for everybody who's come in. If you've come in and you've not spoken and I've done enough to earn your subscription or even a like, then please feel free. It costs nothing. Same as the Discord, costs nothing if you wanted to join there. Yes, Dan, you heard right. Yeah, a pre-recorded video from me. From me, of all people. I don't do pre-recorded. I don't do editing. You know this. So, I don't know how I'm going to go about this. But I'm working into it. I'll work into it. I'll get a video up with the characters for the Magical World of Sparkles and Oak. Then you've got names, classes, and you can pick them from there onwards. Until then, though, I thank you again. See you all on Thursday, and until Thursday, please drive safe.